All right, so again, Washington State and Idaho State here when it comes to women's basketball. Hopefully folks that have just wrapped up watching volleyball over at Bull will be making their way here for some basketball and making a little doubleheaders. It's going to work out nice for the fans as they can come on over and watch the Cougars now as they are getting set to do battle here against Idaho State. Mentioned when it comes to Washington State, Charlize Ledger-Walker 3 points away from 1,500 in her career. That would be the 7th Cougar all-time to reach 1,500 points. And Joni Gray finished her career right at 1,500. So with 3 points with tie, Joni 4 would move her past Joni and into 6th place. Would need a big game this afternoon. We've seen some big games in Charlize Ledger-Walker's career, but she would need 29 to get all the way up to Jenny Ruff, who is 5th all-time. Bella Murukatete, she is sitting in 16th place, and she's actually only 1 point outside of the top 15. She would match Alexis Sweedlin with her next point, and if she ends up with a bucket and scores 2, she would move past Alexis and into 15th all-time. For Bella, she's also now 4th all-time in games started. She moved past Katie Appleton in that category on Thursday. All right, the Cougars in their home white uniforms, crimson numerals and lettering. Meanwhile, for Idaho State, they will be in their road black uniforms with the orange numerals and the white and gray trim. It'll be Bella Murukatete jumping it up for Washington State, the 6'3", fifth-year player. She'll jump it up against Laura Bello, the 6'3" sophomore out of Allen, Texas. The referee for today's game, Charles Gonzalez, Kenneth Nash, and also as a referee is Corey Kent, and we get things underway as the Idaho State Bengals do win the tip, and we start things off with the Bengals as we see things radio-wise going right to left. Into the paint, shot put up. That one's going to be off the glass and good for Tasia Jordan, and she'll get the first 2 points for the Bengals, and they take an early 2-0 lead just seconds in. Now the Cougars with their first offensive possession. Charlize Ledger-Walker out at the top of the key. Gets a screen from Bella into the free throw line. Hits a cutting Bella Murukatete on her way to the hoop. She's going to be fouled by Sofia Covello, and that's going to be her first personal. So the first personal on Covello will send Bella to the free throw line. Again, Bella so far this season, right at what is, again, that number of good points for Washington State. That free throw up and good for Bella, but so far on the year for Murukatete, she's been averaging what's been 13 points per game. Hits both free throws, so with her first one, ties Alexis Sweedlin. Now has moved past Alexis Sweedlin and now past Sweden into 15th all-time on the Cougar scoring list with that one, and she's now only a couple points away from 14th, a spot held by Cassandra Overby. Shot put up by Idaho State, off the mark, no good. Rebound comes down to Charlize Ledger-Walker. She'll bring it the other way, gives it to Bella. She gives it over to Tara Wallach, who will be fouled, and now Tarek will head to the free throw line as Wallach was fouled by Laura Bello. So Bello commits her first, and now it'll be Tara Wallach to the free throw line. Tara, of course, in her junior season now, averaging 7.5 points per contest. Also has 7 rebounds per game. Hits her first free throw and now gets ready for her second free throw of the game. And she's now 11 out of 13 on the line for the season. Made both of those free throws. And the Cougars, who had tied the game after the opening bucket for Idaho State, now with 2 more free throws. Their first lead, it's 4-2 Washington State. Bengals with it. It will be Spink a long range 2. That one's up and good for Casey Spink, and we're even now at 4 apiece. Just over a minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Bella top of the key, a couple of bounces. Now gives to Tara Wallach. She's got it at the free throw line. Kicks off to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Skips it to Wallach. 3 ball on the way. That one high off the backboard. No good. Rebound comes down to Bella Murukatete. Gets the rebound. Misses her first putback attempt. And on her second one, puts it up and in. So just like that, a couple of players on the all-time scoring list surpassed by Bella Murukatete. Or she's now matched Cassandra Overby's 1160. Free throw line jumper off the mark from Idaho State. The rebound down to Bella Murukatete, who's got 4 of the 6 for the Cougars. Gets it into Tara Wallach. Brings it back out to Bella at the high post. Now Charlize has it. Round a screen. Gives it to Bella. Driving the lane, but left that one short off the side of the rim. wanted a foul but didn't get one, and Idaho State coming the other way. 3-ball in transition. That one's off the heel of the rim, no good. Rebound tipped out. Spink is on the knees to pick it up. They get it in low to Bello, who will miss, and the rebound comes down this time to Estera Tahina. AT comes up the sideline with the dribble. Out towards the middle of the court. Passes into the corner to Wallach. Down low to Bella Murukatete, and that one up and in. So 6 early points for Bella Murukatete, so she has gotten things going. Well, Steve Grubbs, welcome you back once again here to Beasley Coliseum, and we are here from Pullman, Washington, where the Washington State University Cougars a 8-4 lead over the Idaho State Bengals, and Bella Murukatete has started things off good for Washington State. She's gone 1 for 3 from the floor. Also has a couple of free throws. Meanwhile, for the Cougars as well. Did Charlize score that, or was it Bella on all 3? I could have swore it was Bella with the 6 points, but we will double check on that. Right now, the numbers are saying Charlize has one of the baskets for Washington State. All right, in any case, it is Idaho State with it out to the top of the key. Around the screen is going to go Tasia Jordan. That shot up off the mark, no good. And Bella Murukatete down with the rebound. And now Estera Tahina comes up court. Now it's going to be Murukatete at the high post. Tries to go high-low with beyond speed, but that ends up a little too tall for her and ends up out of bounds. And so with that, it's going to be a ball sent over to the Idaho State Bengals off a Cougar turnover. 3 minutes gone by. Spink from the free throw line. That one off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound comes down to the Cougars, and Charlize Ledger-Walker will come up court. Has it out high in the left. Now gives it to Tahina at the top of the key. She'll get the screen from Bella. 3-point line extended. Tahina now to the free throw line. Looking to pass off. Will bring it back out to Charlize. Now into the corner it goes beyond speed. Feeds it inside to Bella. Tries to make a move, and is going to be whistled for a travel. So the Cougars with a turnover. That'll be a second for Washington State. And that'll give it back over to the Bengals with 6:35 left to play opening period. Again, 8-4 our score. The Cougars and Bengals doing battle as it's going to be a shot put up in the paint, but off the mark from about 10 away from that time AB, and the rebound to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Cougs back into forecourt. Charlize has it. Now we'll go to the left-hand side to Beyonce B. Crossover move in the lane all the way to the hoop and puts it up and in with the left hand. So B gets aggressive in the paint and has her first 2 points. It's now 10-4 in favor of Washington State. Now around the right side, the handoff to Jordan. Jordan at the left wing, sends it back out top, and with it there is Covello. Now Spink driving in. Spink a pass to the near corner, but unable to handle it is going to be Covello, and that'll send us the other way. So the point ends up going back to Washington State off the turnover. Again, our score 10-4 Washington State. Idaho State scored the first 2 points. Since then, the Cougars on a 10-2 run, and they've scored the last 6. Wallach to the top of the key to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Now B at the high post. Now we'll pass into the near corner to Tara Wallach. Back to B. She'll put one up from 13, and that one good from Beyonce B. So B is, again, recipient of that hoop, and she now has 6. So actually, Beyonce B now has 4 points. Second bucket for her, and now off a screen is going to be Sophia Covello. Puts up a shot blocked away, and it's out of bounds. And it will stay with Idaho State. 5:11 left to play here in the opening period. Meanwhile, the ball to be inbounded on the baseline. Spink to bring it in, looking. It comes into Covello, and she's apparently on the far sideline. So she steps out of bounds, and that'll be an Idaho State turnover and give it back over to the Cougars. Cougs, as we mentioned, had a couple of early turnovers. That'll be a second for Idaho State as well now as we're at the midway point of the first. Bell at the right elbow, starts with the dribble down, fakes the shot, now puts one up, but that one blocked away by Bello. So Bello with a block shot, and back the other way will come a Spink. Spink drives into the hoop, tries to pass it inside, and Ella Villa steals it away. Ahead to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Head of steam the other way, puts up a shot, won't go, and she will head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. So Charlize Ledger-Walker to the foul line. Foul's going to be whistled on Elise Avey. She will pick up her first. And to the foul line will go Charlize Ledger-Walker. So Charlize Ledger-Walker now to the free throw line. And makes the first. And it's now 13-4 in favor of Washington State. Now Charlize's second free throw, up and out. This time it stays out, and the rebound comes down into the hands of Idaho State. So the Cougs out a 9-point run, but this time Idaho State gets it in low, and Tasia Jordan puts it up and in. So she gets the bucket, and it's now 13-6 with 4.5 left to play opening period. Alex Koval, who's checked in just beyond the free throw line from 17, decides to let one go, and the rebound comes down to Jordan. Jordan will bring it across and into front court, looks inside for Bello, puts up a shot, blocked away by Colville. Alex Colville using her 6'6" frame on that one for a block shot. Now a nice pass in transition. Charlize Ledger-Walker to Beyonce B, and B will lay it up and in, and has a half a dozen, and the Cougars now up 15-6 and on an 11-2 run. Now the Bengals with it with just under 4 minutes to play in the first. Moving into the free throw line, almost losing the handle, but hanging on to its Avey. Now it goes to Spink. Spink's gonna underhand now and gives it off to Avey, and it will go to Bello. Another block shot from Alex Colville on Bello. A second from the freshman out of Missoula, Montana. 7 left on the shot clock, 3:38 left to play here. Opening period, and it will be Avey inbounding. It'll come into the corner to Diaz. Diaz on her way into the paint. The kick out. 3 ball on the way as the shot clock expires, and that one up and good from Hallie Wright. So Wright hits the triple, and it's now 15-9. Now Beyonce B with it. Couple of dribbles. We'll look for Jenna Villa to get it. Receives the handoff. Now Ella Villa gives it over to Charlize Ledger-Walker. She's got a 3-point line extended. Colville back to Charlize. Charlize kicks into the corner to Beyonce B. B gives to Jenna Villa. Jenna Villa drives in. Wide open Alex Colville to lay it up and in. Alex Colville with the layup, and it's 17-9 Washington State. So the Cougars getting some points in the paint here this afternoon, and it's a 17-9 advantage with under 3 to play. Off a screen, shot put up from the left elbow, but they're going to say taking an extra step is Tasia Jordan for the turnover, and that'll give it back over to Washington State. So the Cougars again with the bucket on the Alex Colville basket the last time around, up to an 8-point lead and a chance to try and make it double digits here. It's LA with it out on the left, and they're going to have a foul away from the ball. That's going to be a grab called against the Bengals. And let's see who that foul will be whistled against. You know, it's a couple of free throws coming here for Washington State, or is that just the 4th on Idaho State? That's just the 4th. Foul, by the way, was on Tasia Jordan. That'll be a foul on her, and it'll be her first. So the Cougars inbound. Villa to the top of the key. Charlize Ledger-Walker for 3 off the side of the rim, no good. And it kicks out of bounds, last touching a Bengal. And it will stay with Washington State. So put 20 up on the shot clock, 2:24 left to play here in the first. And the Cougars to inbound on the baseline. Charlize will bring it in. And it will come to Beyonce B. Ball poked away from hers. I don't know if she ever had the handle on it. And Diaz comes away with it quickly the other way. Now hits a trailer. Back to Diaz at the 3-point line. She'll get a screen. Will take it into the paint before passing out to the arc. And then driving in. Shot put up. In and out won't go. Grabbing her own rebound, though, and trying to put back is going to be right off the mark. This time a 3rd attempt. And that'll go in for Piper Carlson. So she has her first 2, 17-11 Washington State with now under 2 minutes to play in the first. Jenna Villa at the left wing sends it up top to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Now to the right side to Ella Villa. Behind the back, into the lane, all the way up with the left hand and got it to go. She wanted an extra. She wanted an and one and didn't get it, but still gets the hoop, and it's now 19-11. So the Cougars rebuild their lead to 8 with a minute and a half left to play in the first 10. There's a shot from the right elbow of the key, and it's good for Maria Diaz. So she hits the open jumper. She'll have her first two, and it's now 19-13. Cougs by a half a dozen again. B in the corner, sends it up top to Ella Villa. Now to Jenna Villa. Looks inside. Colville comes over for the screen. Jenna going to go baseline instead. Will draw a foul on Tasia Jordan, who will pick up her second. And it will send Jenna Villa to the free throw line to shoot a couple. 1:06 left to play here, opening period, and the freshman from Arlington, Washington will head to the free throw line. Had a dozen points in her season opener, then 3 on Thursday against Gonzaga. And her first free throw up and good. So now 2 for 2 in the line for her Cougar career. She made the only free throw she had shot before this on an and one. And now makes them both this trip. So 2 for 2 at the line. The Cougs themselves are 7 out of 8 here in the opening quarter. And with a minute left to play in the first, it's 21-13 Washington State. Pass goes to the high post to Carlson. Now the kick out over to the right wing. With it there is this time Lokitsa. Then they get it inside. Shot put up from down low from Carlson, no good. And the Cougars there to collect the rebound. 25 on the shot clock, 40 on the first quarter clock. If they hurry, they can maybe get a 2 for 1. They get it in low to Colville, who puts it up and in. So again, the Cougars are getting some points in the paint here today. It's now 14-6. Washington State in points to the paint. They now lead at 23-13. Ball knocked out of bounds over on the far sideline, and it's out of bounds to the Idaho State Bengals. And with 23.7, the inbounds pass comes in for Idaho State. Now it goes to Carlson at the head of the key, now near side to Diaz. Diaz all the way down to the baseline, tries to pass out, but it's deflected away by Jenna Villa out of bounds. And Idaho State will bring it in with 11.8 remaining. Still 11 left on the shot clock. So again, the Bengals can pretty much play for the final shot of the quarter should they want to. And what has been so far a 10-point Cougar lead through the first almost 10 minutes. Foul away from the ball is going to be whistled on who? It'll be called on Alex Colville. She'll pick up her first. That's actually going to be the first foul period on Washington State in the quarter. Meanwhile, Beyond Speed will check out. Terrell Wallach will come in for the final 11.8. Shot clock with the foul now turned off. Here comes the inbounds pass as it will come out to the top of the key. Stolen away by LA. She's going to go all the way, coast to coast. Misses off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound tapped out of bounds. Last touch in Idaho State. The Cougars can run a sidelines out of bounds play with 3.9 remaining. We're going to hustle Cam Coleman into the contest as she's going to come in for Covello. Meanwhile, Ella Villa will inbound on the sideline, about midway up from the baseline to the free throw line, about 7-8 feet up. Inbounds pass comes to Charlize Ledger-Walker. She'll let one fly at the buzzer. It's off the back of the rim, no good. And we're through the opening 10 minutes. After the opening quarter, that's Washington State 23, Idaho State 13. This is Cougar basketball from Learfield. Washington State will open up with the basketball here in the second quarter. AT's got it at the three-point line. Gives to Ella Villa. Now to Terrell Wallach on the base. Back out to Tahina. She'll penetrate in. Floater from 8 off the side of the rim. No good. Loose rebound all the way out to the top where Ella Villa will collect. Cougars will get a fresh 20, and LA will put one up from 3. That one off the iron, no good. Ball pops loose, though, and Jenna Villa grabs the rebound, so the Cougars will get another crack at it. Jenna Villa to Wallach, out high on the right. Over it goes, Jenna Villa. 3 ball on the way, off the side of the rim, no good. This time, cleaning up the rebound will be Idaho State. 3 cracks at it for the Cougs, but can't convert. Now the Bengals with it for their first offensive possession of the second quarter. Spink out to the top of the key. With it there, Aby. Now back to Spink. Spink trying to get around Tahina. Can't. As a matter of fact, Tahina picks her pocket. 1 on 3, so she'll look for trailers. Gives to Wallach, right back to Tahina. Now to Ella Villa is going to drive in. Trying to tie her up, and doing so will be Spink. And that'll give the ball back over to Idaho State. So Idaho State will take it. And with that, the Bengals will have another possession as we play just over a minute. Still no scoring here in the second quarter. The Bengals, dressed in their road black uniforms, try and feed it inside, but handing that one away and turning them over will be Bella Murray-Catete. Now the pass inside to Bella. She collects, puts it up and in. So 8 first half points from Bella Murray-Catete. 2 more paint points for the Cougars and an assist for Estera Tahina. And with 8:20 to play, a timeout taken by Idaho State. That means we'll take you the rest of the way here in the first half when we return. Seton Soboleski, and so with that, it means we go the rest of the way until halftime with 8:20 without a media break. So again, Cougars getting that opening timeout, or excuse me, getting that opening bucket, and then the head coach of the Bengals using his second timeout already, so he's got 2 remaining. Cami Etheridge has all 4 of hers. And for Washington State, a 12-point lead, 25-13, with 8:20 left to play here before halftime. All right, Idaho State with the ball out of the timeout. Jordan's got it out at the top of the key, gets a screen from Bello. Now at the left elbow, gives to Spink, who has the right-handed drive to the free throw line, then tried to pass it out, but that's into the front row across the way, and it'll be a Bengal turnover. Idaho State, 8 first half turnovers so far. The Cougs have had 4 in the first 12 minutes. Ella Villa into the corner to Estera Tahina. Looks inside for Tara Walk. She's doubled. Ball knocked away from her, but she's strong enough to get it back and then powers it up and in. So the Cougars making an assertive effort to get the ball inside and get some points in the paint, and they have done so today. It's now the Cougars with 18 of their 27 points in the paint as Wallach got those 2, and it's a 27-13 lead for Washington State. They've opened the second quarter with the first 4 points. Idaho State gets Bella with it down low, but that one dances off the rim, no good. Villa had it knocked out of her hands, and it will be Washington State basketball. Ella Villa, Jenna Villa, Estera Tahina, Bella Murray-Catete, and Tara Wallach. The 5 on the court for Washington State with 7:20 left to play before halftime. Cougars wrapping up a 3-game homestand this afternoon. Foul called against Casey Spink on a hold of a Cougar player cutting. She'll pick up her first, and now she will exit the contest, and for her will come Covello. Got a lot of young players on Seton Sobolowski's team. Now we've got another foul away from the ball. This is going to be another hold whistled against the Bengals. That one on Laura Bello. She'll get her second. Second foul against Idaho State in the second quarter, and Tahina inbound on the base. They will set up a play to send it to Jenna Villa. Now in it goes to Bella. Fakes to the left, goes to the right, high off the glass, and that one good. So using the window to her advantage, and Bella, the first player to double digits. She's got 10. 29-13. Cougars have scored 6 in a row here to start off the second quarter with 3 minutes gone by. For the Bengals, they have not scored yet in the quarter. And they have it with the ball in the hands of Covello out at the top. She passes right side to Aby. Takes it to the free throw line, then back out into the corner. Try and feed it to Bello, but Cougars will cause another turnover by collapsing the defense. Jenna Villa, a transition 3. It's off the mark, no good. And the rebound down to Maria Diaz. Diaz up the sideline and out to the left wing. Into the corner to Jordan. Jordan working against Tahina, gets a screen, puts up a shot, tries to get it over Bella, got the shot up, but missed, and then the rebound comes down. Jordan and Bella Murray-Catete get tied up. Bella making sure she's not bleeding as they got tied up, and a little bit of an action around her mouth area, but she seems to be okay. Meanwhile, Hallie Wright will check in, the freshman from Prosser, Washington. Meanwhile, for the Cougs, they will get the ball back with a 16-point advantage and 6 1/4 left to play before halftime. Jenna Villa at the left wing. Screen from Bella. Takes it to the foul line. Puts one up from 15, and that one good. She's got a sweet stroke when it's going. She's got 4 points. And again, we're just seeing her for the first few games of her Cougar career. One of the young'uns in for Cami Etheridge. One of the freshmen seeing considerable playing time. Meanwhile, Covello gives it to Tasia Jordan, who puts one up and in. That will finally put the Bengals on the board for the first time in the quarter, about 4 minutes in. And it's now 31-15, stopping an 8-0 run by the Cougs to open up the quarter. Cougs tried to hit a cutting Bella Mercatete, couldn't, but they're saying the reason why was because of a grab. A hold on Piper Carlson, that'll be her first. Third against the Bengals here in the second quarter, and the Cougars will inbound to Tara Wallach, and another foul whistled against the Bengals. So they're piling up the fouls. Meanwhile, Bella again catches something up around the mouth-nose area. Foul's going to be called on Hallie Wright. That'll be her first. Meanwhile, Beyonce B checking in for Bella Mercatete, who ran over to the sideline. 22 still left on the shot clock. That was the 4th foul whistled against the Idaho State Bengals. Meanwhile, they've got a towel out there. Not sure if that's for perspiration or not. Must be, because I didn't see anything sprayed out onto the court. The next Idaho State foul will put the Cougars into the bonus. Now they're going to say it's off of Jenna Villa on the inbounds pass. So that'll be a Cougar turnover. They were with 4 in the opening quarter. That's their 5th here of the ball game, and the ball will go over to Idaho State. Jordan at the free throw line, trying to make a move. Now puts one up from 14, rolls off the rim, no good, and Tara Wallach will tip the rebound to herself and starts up court. Passes to Taheen at the 3-point arc. AT hands off to Ella Villa. Trio Cougars substitutes ready to come in at the next dead ball. B has it now at the left wing. Bounces into the corner to Tahina. Tahina going baseline, puts up a shot, blocked away. It'll stay with the Cougars. Mention a trio Cougs coming in. It's Charlize Ledger-Walker, Alex Colville back into the game. And for the first time this afternoon, we will see Kira Gardner check in, the sophomore out of Raymond, Washington. Wallach checks out. Jenna Villa checks out. And Estera Tahina will check out. So Ella Villa and Beyonce B will stay on the court for Washington State with a new trio that checked in. Charlize inbound, looking. Gives it to Colville on the baseline. Right back to Charlize. She's got it in the corner with 5 left on the shot clock. Now the 3, lets a 3 go. It's going to be off the side of the rim. The rebound comes down to Jordan. Outlet pass to Abey. She then tries to hit a player in transition, ultimately getting it, but missing down low is going to be Hallie Wright, and the rebound to Washington State. Charlize Ledger-Walker gives to B at the top of the key. Into the corner. Ella Villa for 3 off the side of the rim. No good. Colville down with the rebound. Hits a cutting Beyonce B, who left it a little bit short on a drive to the hoop. Cougs still haven't hit a 3 so far yet today. They're now 0 for 8 from the 3-point arc, but still holding a commanding 31-15 lead for what they've done inside. Jordan, a sweeping move to the left, but can't finish. Rebound down to Charlize Ledger-Walker. She'll bring it up into front court. Skips a pass to Gardner into the corner to Ella Villa. And this time the 3 will drop for Ella Villa. First 3 of the ball game for Washington State, and LA puts it away for a triple. She's going to end up with 5 now for her total. The Cougar lead is out to 34-15. And now we've got the first Cougar foul of the quarter. That's going to be whistled on Kira Gardner. Now 3 subs in for Idaho State with 3:52 to play here in the second. 34-15, Washington State. Cougars led 23-13 at the end of 1. So far, they've outscored Idaho State 11-2 here in the second quarter. Lokitza takes it inside. Shot put up. That one won't go. Colville outmuscles Bello for the rebound, and the rebound to Washington State. Villa's got it now at the left wing. Out top to Colville. She finds Kira Gardner with it. She wants to penetrate in. That's going to be a foul on Idaho State. And we'll send Kira Gardner to the free throw line. Elise Abey will pick up her second. That puts Idaho State over the limit. A chance for Kira Gardner to pick up her first points of the season. Kira getting back into form after being a little bit limited in the offseason and at the start of the season, but was able to see a little bit of time against Cal Poly. Now some more extended minutes today. Scores for the first time. Did get about 2 points per game last season as a freshman. Goes 1 out of 2 from the line, and then the rebound tipped out of bounds. They'll say it's Idaho State ball after Kira goes 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. 35-15, Washington State. Up by 20 with 3:20 and now counting left to play here second quarter. The Bengals with it. Bello will hand off to Covello. Around the screen to the right elbow. Out top it will come. Faking the shot, driving in. Goes Lokitsa. Then the kick out. Three is well off the mark. Rebound fought for. Beyonce comes up with it. The outlet to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Now to B, top of the key. Right side to Ella Villa. Back out to Charlize. She's going to drive in. Into the corner to B. Back out to the top of the key to Ella Villa. She's into the lane, trying to create. Going to be whistled for a travel as she tried a spinning move with her pivot foot. But they didn't like the European move, and we'll call it an extra step and give it over to Idaho State on the turnover. Again, the Cougars on the road. They will have a couple of true road contests coming up at Montana and at Prairie View A&M, and then the neutral site for the Cancun Challenge for 3. And Lane Bello almost traveled with it, but it's taken away by Washington State. The bounce pass ahead to Ella Villa. The layup going to be good, and then Ella tried to play it after being out of bounds, but it hadn't established herself in. So the 2 road games and then the 3 neutral site games. So the next 5 after this afternoon, all away from Pullman. Cougars back in town in about 2.5 weeks, right after Thanksgiving, November the 29th, when Texas A&M Commerce comes to town. Spink with it at the foul line. The kick out comes left-hand side to Covello. Now to Lokitsa, who puts up the 3. It's off the side of the rim, but inside position, and Spink grabs the rebound and gets fouled on the putback. Foul's going to be whistled on the Cougars, and Ella Villa her first. Meanwhile, Bello and Bella Muricatete kind of having a few words, and the referees are making sure there's nothing to that. Meanwhile, Spink will get ready for a couple of free throws here. And she is ready for her first, and that one's in, out, back in again. So Casey Spink, the freshman out of Spokane, Washington, hitting her first free throw, second free throw up and good. And after the Cougars have been to the line and been 8 and 10 so far, the Bengals, their first 2 free throws of the afternoon on the positive side for them as they make them both, and it's 35-17 Washington State. Charlize Ledger-Walker to Billa. Now a 3 for Charlize. Rimming away, and the rebound to Idaho State. Up court will come Lokitsa. She will hand off to Maria Diaz. Diaz down the left side of the lane. Shot up, which is challenged, no good. And then a jump ball between Bella Muricatete and Elena Williams, who just checked in. Possession arrow stays with Idaho State. Shot clock at 18. 1:27 left to play before halftime. Spink inbounds. Lokitsa has it, takes it out beyond the arc. Now tries to penetrate in against B before passing back outside to Covello. Covello just beyond the free throw line. That one bangs away from 16, and the rebound to Charlize Ledger-Walker. She'll cross-court it to Kira Gardner for a triple. Got it! There's a 3 from Kira Gardner, her first 3 of the afternoon. Second 3 for Washington State. And with a minute to play before halftime, the Cougars extend their lead to 38-17. Ball out high on the right is Maria Diaz. Now to the top of the key to Lokitsa. Driving on Charlize Ledger-Walker. Looking to pass off. Looked like maybe an extra step, but no whistle. Now driving in and a bump called, and Kira Gardner will be called for the blocking foul. That'll be her second. Second against the Cougars in the quarter. Actually make that the third, but still not to the bonus yet, so it'll be an out-of-bounds play. Making her Cougar debut this afternoon, Kia Ekhoff makes her way into the contest. Redshirt freshman out of Finland. And she is out and on the court for the first time as a Cougar, so good to see Kia getting her collegiate debut for Washington State here this afternoon. So Ekhoff into the contest. Inbounds pass comes in. Piper Carlson puts up a shot, won't go. Rebound comes down to Kira Gardner. Hands off to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Up court it comes to Tara Wallach. Back to Charlize. Open from three, but that's off the side of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. Ekhoff's in there to battle, and that'll be a jump ball, and it'll be possession arrow to Washington State. Kia, of course, redshirted last season. A little bit slow getting going this season due to just some off-season minor stuff, and now is ready to go, healthy enough to be out there for some minutes, and again getting her collegiate debut here today. Inbounds pass to Tara Wallach. Tara's got it at the left elbow, back out to Charlize Ledger-Walker. 15 left on the shot clock. There's about 5 seconds difference between the shot clock and the first half, so the Cougars are going to take it down. We're down to 5 left on the shot clock, 10 in the first half. Charlize to Ekhoff into the corner. Gardner fakes the three, resets, puts it up. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound to Idaho State. They've only got a couple seconds left, and they will not get a shot off in time. All right, first half into the books, and Washington State has steadily built their lead. The Cougars with what was a 15-point second quarter, so again, not as much offense as they had in the opening quarter, but Idaho State just 1 out of 11 in that second quarter and had only the 4 points in the second quarter. So the Cougars, despite not doing as much as they did offensively in the first quarter, do still outscore Idaho State 15-4 in the second quarter, so they take this big 38-17 lead into the second half. It'll be Bengal basketball to open things up here in the second half, so the Cougars will be on defense. Same starting five for Washington State: Ledger-Walker, B, Murikatete, Tahina, and Wallach. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, they too will come out with their same five. And they will inbound it to Sophia Covello, and we get the second half underway, and we've got a quick whistle away from the ball, and that whistle is going to be because the shot clock didn't get started. So 4 seconds off the game clock. Now they'll take 4 off the shot clock, and they will let Idaho State inbound again. All right, this will be Covello around the right side of the horn, has it with Tahina on her, gets a screen from Bello, takes it down low, puts up a shot, that one off the mark, no good. Bello does get an offensive rebound, then she and Bella get tied up. That'll be an arrow, and it will be possession arrow to Washington State. Well, those two have kind of been going at it all afternoon long. I think the Cougars kind of challenged Bella to get a little tougher in the paint after Thursday night against Gonzaga, and so she's come out with a little more aggression here today. Cougars now with it for their first offensive possession of the second half. Charlize Ledger-Walker to B. B back to Charlize. Inside posting up is going to be Bella. Instead it goes to the high post, and Tara Wallach then back out beyond the arc to Beyonce B. 9 left on the shot clock. Wallach goes inside to Bella. She puts it up and in. 2 more for Murikatete. And she's now up to 12 in the contest. And the Cougars pad their lead. It's now 40-17. Jordan to the top of the key, driving in, coming to a stop, and then a travel whistled against Elise Abey. A little bit of growing pains here this afternoon for Seton Sobolewski's team. Again, a really young team in Pocatello this season, turning things around roster-wise. B to Charlize Ledger-Walker, and out of the high post to Bella. Back to Charlize. 3 ball on the way. Hits the front of the rim and falls off. Rebound comes down to Covello. Covello will make her way up court and will clear the timeline with Tahina guarding her. Gets a screen. Covello comes in. It's blocked away by Bella Murikatete. Cougars have 4 blocks. Bella continuing to creep up that chart as well for Washington State. She is right now third all-time in blocks in Cougar history. Nike McClure is the next person on that list for Bella to reach. Spink at the free throw line. A little up and under move against Charlize Sledger-Walker. Won't get it to go, and Tahina comes down with the rebound. By the way, for Bella, few blocks behind Nike for second all-time. Meanwhile, Wallach gives to Beyonce B as the Cougars work it with some interior passing, and Beyonce B gets the bucket. She now has 8. And we got ourselves another early timeout taken by Seton Sobolewski. So we'll step aside with 8:12 to play third quarter. We do get the under 5 timeout in this quarter, but we will step aside for now. So another early timeout taken by the Bengals. They now have just 1 timeout remaining. Cami Etheridge does have all 4 of hers. As the Cougars have gotten the first 4 points. Got it inside to Bella Murikatete for a bucket. Inside bucket for Beyonce B as well. The Cougars have outscored Idaho State 24-6 in the paint. And again, it's 42-17 overall. Covella's got it right in the lane. Ball knocked away from her, but last touch is Charlize Sledger-Walker, and will stay with the Bengals. They'll inbound with 22 left on the shot clock. Spink to trigger it in, all the way out to the top. It'll come to Covello. She's got it there, out high on the right. Gets a screen from Spink. Now to the top of the key to Spink. Inside it goes to Bella, working against Charlize Sledger-Walker, and leans in, puts it up and in for her first 2 of the afternoon. First points of the quarter for Idaho State. You know, the Cougars working it down low. Bella had it, lost it. Spink the last to touch it on the way out of bounds, and it will stay with Washington State. 7:47 left to play here in the third. 42-19. Cougars up big here, early stages of the third quarter. B to Charlize Sledger-Walker. She's got it right wing, back out top to Tahina, out of the high post, and Beyonce B. Beyonce spinning, gives it back to Tahina at the 3-point arc. Over to Bella right side, tried to feed it inside the B, but Bella able to tap it away and steal it away on the pass, and Idaho State will cause the Cougar turnover. So the Bengals now back with it to the top of the key. 3 ball on the way. That one no good from Covello. They crash for the rebound. We're going to have a foul whistled against Washington State. Charlize Sledger-Walker going after that rebound. Crashed into Spink, and I think they're going to call the foul on Charlize, and they will. That'll be her first personal. So it'll be Bengal basketball underneath the hoop with 7:16 left to play third quarter. They're going to give Spink another moment or two. She's going to now exchange spots with somebody else, and they're going to trigger somebody else and trying to look around the bodies, and it's going to be Avey to bring it in. She gives it to Bello. Bello into the lane, puts up a shot. Beyonce B blocks it away, and here come the Cougars into front court. B to Charlize Sledger-Walker, now to the corner. Terrell Wallach for 3, got it! And a chance at a 4-point play for Terrell Wallach. So count the basket. 3-point effort, good for the junior out of South Surrey, Canada. Now we'll head to the free throw line. So 1 shot for Terrell Wallach. And our free throw's up, and that one is good. So complete the 4-point play. That doubles her output. Had 4, now has 8. By the way, the foul on Avey, her third. And with 7 minutes to play, the Cougars now a 46-19 lead after the 4-point play by Tara. In the lane, shot put up, won't go. Bello, though, with the rebound, and she'll get the putback basket for Laura Bello. 46-21, Charlize Sledger-Walker the other way. That 3 just a little bit short. Bello had the rebound, lost it. It's going to be tied up now by Terrell Wallach. And the arrow will point Idaho State's way. 6:37 left to play as Jenna Villa getting set to check in. She'll come in for Terrell Wallach. Meanwhile, Jordan will check out. New player in for the Bengals, and that'll be Maria Diaz. Bella gonna check out as well, and Alex Colville now coming in for her. Now both sides ready to go with 5 on each side. And the Bengals to bring it across with 6.5 left to play third quarter. Spink over to the left-hand side. With it there, AB. Now inside to Laura Bello. That one blocked away by, once again, Alex Colville. Cougs with some block shots here today. That'll go down as another block for the Cougars, and that'll be their 6th of the afternoon. Inbounds pass to Bello. Puts up that shot. Did get it up and over the 6-6 frame of Colville, and Bello playing a better second half. She didn't have anything in the opening half. Now has a half a dozen third quarter points. And it's 46-23. As a matter of fact, she has all 6 of Idaho State points in the second half. Ball loose. Tahina lost it. Coming away with it's going to be Diaz. Trying to go coast to coast. Maybe took an extra step, but no call. And the pass comes back out to the three-point line to Covello. Inside the Bello. Meanwhile, it's stripped away from her by Estera Tahina. 3-on-3 the other way. Comes near side and just out of the reach of Charlize Ledger-Walker, and it will be out of bounds now to Idaho State on a Cougar turnover. Well, that'll be now 9 for Washington State compared to the 12 times that the Bengals have turned it over. Covello will take the inbounds pass, start to work it up court against Tahina. Now into Idaho State's front court. Covello there. Tahina still draped on her. Now the pass goes to Spink, looking inside instead of dribbling a pass back out beyond the arc to Maria Diaz. Got around one defender, puts up a shot, won't get it to go. Also a couple of bodies, and Spink the rebound. Can't get the shot to go, but pulls down another rebound of her own. And it comes back out to the top for the recycle for Idaho State with now 10 left on the shot clock. Diaz down to the baseline, puts one up from about 15 and hits. So Maria Diaz now has 4 points. 46-25, midway through the third. Next whistle will bring us another media break as Charlize Ledger-Walker now has the top of the key. Try and go inside. It's going to be a hold whistled against Idaho State, and that will take us to the media timeout. Foul called on AB. That'll be her 4th, and we'll step aside and Pullman. 4:50 left to play third quarter. It's Washington State 46, Idaho State 25. Again, the Cougars haven't put up as many shots. They've gone to the foul line a time or two, and also a few turnovers for Washington State here in the third quarter. But again, so far in this half, actually make it 3 out of 5 for Washington State. And again, with 4:50 left to play third quarter, the Cougars right where they were at halftime, up by 21, have led by as many as 27 in this contest. All right, inbounds pass for Washington State after the foul. Still 20 on the shot clock after the reset to 20. And the Cougars will have it in front court with B at the top of the key. Going high-low to Colville, and it's going to be another hold against the Bengals. This time whistled against Piper Carlson. Her second as they are trying to control the 6'6" post player Colville, and they're getting their arm around her waist and being whistled for the foul. It's the second of the quarter against the Bengals. Now to get a little more size in there, they bring Laura Bello back into the contest. Now B with it at the left elbow of the key off the inbounds pass. Hands off to Ella Villa. Picks it up, gives to Colville at the top of the key. Colville studying options, gives it to Jenna Villa. Jenna now at the free throw line. Gives to Charlize Ledger-Walker. Inside to Beyonce B. Puts up a shot, won't go, but a foul whistled against Idaho State. Laura Bello gonna pick up the 3rd personal foul. And to the free throw line, it's gonna be Beyonce B. Not sure if maybe Charlize was calling that foul because she was smiling along with Charles Gonzalez, our official, but they were having a friendly conversation about it. Meanwhile, there's also something else going on down on the baseline. Not exactly sure what it is, but in any case, Beyonce B misses the first free throw. Now getting set for her second. It's on its way. That one's in and out. So 0 for 2 from the line. Don't see that too often from Beyonce. And the rebound down to Idaho State. Up with it now is going to be Diaz goes into the paint. Shot put up there, and it won't go, and it stays with Idaho State. Last touching the Cougars on the way out of bounds. Well, 4:09 left to play, third quarter. Inbounds pass to come in on the baseline. Comes in to Covello. Covello now at the three-point arc. Bello coming over for the screen. Covello going to try and go baseline, does. Spink gets it out to the right wing for a three. That's off the back of the rim, no good from Covello, and the rebound to Washington State. Charlize Ledger-Walker up top to B, now to Villa. Over it goes to Charlize. Now Jenna Villa with it. Into the corner for Charlize. Now Charlize in past a couple defenders. On her way to the hoop. That one will dance home for Charlize Ledger-Walker. First field goal of her night, and she now has reached 1,500 points in her career. Becomes just the 7th Cougar all-time to get to 1,500 points, and is tied now for 6th all-time on the scoring list. Meanwhile, shot up put up by Bello, partially blocked by Charlize. Rebound down to Idaho State. They'll put up a three. It's off the side of the rim, and the rebound this time down to Spink for Idaho State, so they'll get another chance at it. Out it will come to Diaz. A foul whistled out on the perimeter, and that's going to be whistled against Ella Villa. So she'll pick up her second. Again for Charlize, now tied for 6th all-time with Joni Gray, and becomes just the 7th player in Cougar history to reach 1,500 points. And Jenny Ruff is 5th on the list. That Cougar great, 26 points ahead of Charlize now. From the right side, a shot put up. That one good from Maria Diaz. So she's got a half a dozen, and it's 48-27 again. All right, it's not 48-27 again, but it's a 21-point game again. It's 48-27 now our score. Now inside to Colville. She's open down low, but can't finish. And the rebound to Laura Bello. Up court it will come to Lokitsa. She has it now at the left elbow. Out to the top of the key. They feed it inside to Bello, working against Colville. Shot won't go, but a foul whistle this time on Alex Colville. That'll be her second. And it will send Laura Bello to the free throw line. Bello had a quiet first half, has been much more involved here in the third quarter. She has 6 of the Idaho State 10 points to this stage. Meanwhile, Bello to the stripe, and the first one on its way, and that one up and good. So Bello now has 7. Meanwhile, getting set for another free throw due. Snaps that one up there, and it's a little bit short. Rebound comes down to Alex Colville. 48-28, Cougs by 20 with 2:20 left to play here in quarter number 3. Ella Diaz has got it over to the near side. Now screen from Wallach, or behind the back. Cuts into the lane, puts it up, won't go, but draws a foul, and will head to the free throw line. Foul called on Hallie Wright. That'll be her second. So LA to the free throw line to shoot 2. Freshman out of Lissone, Italy. And she now ready to head to the free throw line. That one up and good. Has a half a dozen points. Has had a good start to her Cougar career. Only the 3rd game, but the Cougars had some high expectations for the international player. She now has 7. And so far in her first 2 games had averaged 9 in the opening 2, and is knocking on the door of that here today with 7 more. Meanwhile, on the baseline for Idaho State, that was Diaz. Then as it comes out, it's off the knee of a Cougar, and will stay with the Bengals. 50-28, Cougars by 22 here. Third quarter action as the Cougs looking to wrap up a perfect 3-0 homestand to start the season. Then again, 5 away from Pullman for their next handful. Meanwhile, a shot up and good from about 17 feet away from Maria Diaz. She now has 8. And she has become the leading scorer now for the Bengals, and it's 50-30. Nice cut by Ella Villa, and a nice pass by Jenna Villa. And Ella now has 9, and it's 52-30. Minute 25 left to play here, third quarter. That time the freshman connection again the Villas, not related. There's a shot put up, no good. Rebound down to Washington State. Jenna Villa gonna fire it ahead to Tara Wallach. Into the lane, the kick out to Ella. Now to Jenna for a triple. That one a little bit short. Colville up high for the rebound. Tried to put it up and in and draw a foul, but they're gonna say it's out of bounds. And for Cammie Etheridge, thought that Colville was fouled. Meanwhile, back the other way will come the Idaho State Bengals with under a minute to go. Meanwhile, an illegal screen now called on Laura Bello. That'll be her fourth personal. That'll be Washington State ball, 55.4 seconds remaining. A couple of substitutions in. Cam Coleman in for the Bengals. They'll also bring Piper Carlson back in as Bello will sit with her 4 personals. Meanwhile, for the Cougars, they've got it with 45 seconds left to play in the third quarter, leading 52-30. Ella Villas got it out on the perimeter, out between the circles. Now comes over to the left-hand side, gives it to Tara Wallach. Wallach tried to get around one defender, kicks out to Gardner for 3 off the heel of the rim, no good. And the rebound to Cam Coleman. Idaho State, should they choose, can go for the final shot of the quarter. Cougs led by 21 at halftime, up by 22 here for the final seconds of the third as they've outscored them by a point so far in the third quarter. Idaho State brings it out to the perimeter with Diaz with it. She'll go knife her way in the lane. That shot won't go, but a foul will be called on Tara Wallach, and she'll pick up her first. And Idaho State, with 5.6 seconds remain, will send Maria Diaz to the free throw line. Again, Diaz now is your leading scorer for the Bengals with 8. Bello right behind her with 7. And the southpaw snaps the first one up and is good, and is a point shy of becoming the first Bengal to double digits this afternoon. Second free throw is going to hit the rim twice and fall off. It'll be a jump ball. And the Cougars will get possession for the final 4.7 seconds. So we'll see if Idaho State comes back or they'll let it roll all the way to near the midcourt stripe. That's where Ella will pick it up, down to 4 seconds. 3. Gardner, the deep 3 on its way, off the mark, no good. And we've got 10 minutes left to play in Pullman. Well, the Cougars up by 20. Same mark that the Cougars were up close to anyway at the end of 3 quarters. The Cougars now up by that count. Scoreboard says 52-32, but I think it's actually 52-31. We'll double check on that, but I think with that second missed free throw, I think it is 52-31. But in any case, we get ready for play to go, unless for some reason in any case, shot put up, won't go. Rebound comes down to Bella Murray-Catete. Rebound comes down to Washington State, and we head back the other way. Meanwhile, we got a foul away from the ball and another hold whistled against the Bengals. I got 31. I have them missing that second free throw at the end as we're double checking on the score. But we get ready for another ball brought in, and it's going to be Wallach going over to the right side to Gardner. Now the pass goes inside to Tara Wallach, and she's going to put it up and in. So Tara Wallach with the basket. Now the Cougars were up by 22 when we went to the free throw line, and I think she missed her second free throw. So she missed that second free throw, which kept it 52-31. So in any case, it should be 54-31 right now, and it's going to be basketball over to Idaho State. So the Bengals will bring it in. Again, it's 54-32 on the scoreboard, but the stats and I agree at 54-31. Meanwhile, with the ball is going to be Bello, bringing it out to the right wing at the three-point line. Now comes back out to the top to Jordan. Her shot's going to be off the mark, no good. Terrell Wallach down with the rebound. Got a whistle and a jump ball. And this time, the arrow goes to Washington State. So with 9:05 left to play here in the fourth quarter, it's Washington State ball as they'll bring it in. Again, game that's 20-plus points, not sure that it matters a whole lot whether it's 54, 31, or 32, but pass goes inside to Bellamar Katete, who gets the layup, but again, just statistical purposes, want to make sure we get it right. And there's Bella with the basket and another early timeout from Seton Sobolowski. So we'll take a break. It is 56-31 in favor of the Washington State University Cougars as they are up by 25. Well, another early timeout in the quarter from Idaho State. Again, for the Bengals, they have given up the first 4 points in the quarter like they have each of the last 2 quarters, and with it, their head coach not liking the way the direction is going, trying to right the ship. So Seton Sobolowski again calling an early timeout in the quarter, which means we're here to take you the rest of the way for the final 8:46 in this one. 56-31, Washington State is on top. We do have the scoreboard corrected. I was correct along with the official statistics here. They had 32 points up on the scoreboard here at Beasley, but they had given the second free throw to Idaho State when they were at the line there in the final seconds of the third quarter, but she missed that second free throw. So again, it's 56-31 here as we are back into action. Idaho State with it. They get it in low to Laura Bello, and she'll be fouled. That'll go on Alex Colville, so she'll pick up the foul call. That's going to be her third. And Laura Bello will head to the free throw line to shoot a couple. Laura's got 7 so far on the day. Free throw up, and that one's good, so give her her 8th point, and it's now 56-32. Chance for Bello to match Diaz in the scoring column, and does, and those are your 2 leading scorers for the Bengals with 9 apiece. And it's 56-33 Washington State. 8.5 left to play fourth quarter. Ella Villa gets the screen. Has it now top of the key, gives to Jenna Villa, into the corner to Wallach. Now in low to Bella, who's double. Tried to pass it to Kia Eckhoff, but too hot for her to handle, and the Bengals come the other way. Get it low to Jordan, who puts it up. That one a little too strong. Rebound loose, and we're going to have a foul whistled against the Cougars. Jenna Villa whistled for the foul. So Jenna Villa called for the foul, and ball will be out of bounds. It'll be out of bounds to Idaho State. They will trigger it in. Jenna has her second personal, by the way. Meanwhile, with the ball out at the top of the key, driving in, shot put up. That one off the mark, no good by AB. Rebound to Washington State. Wallach feeds ahead to Bella Maricatete, but got going too fast and couldn't deposit it in. Idaho State the other way. Stop, faking a 3, driving in is AB all the way to the rim. Rattles off, won't go, but she'll head to the line to shoot 2. Foul called against the Cougars. Looks like it's on Jenna Villa again. That's going to be her third. So Jenna Villa picks up her third. Meanwhile, to the free throw line. It'll be a free throw heading the way of AB. AB, a freshman out of Laurel, Montana, looking for her first free throw and first point of the night, and she'll connect. So Elise AB gets the Bengals a step closer, but still a 56-34 lead for Washington State. Second free throw also good. So make it 56-35. 7 3/4 minutes left to play here at Beasley. Eckhoff will give to Ella Villa. Ella at the 3-point line. Starts to penetrate in. Kicks out to Charlize Ledger-Walker. She gives over to Eckhoff. Tries to fire it in. We got a foul again early in the play. No, it's going to be a 3 in the key whistled against Villa, and that'll give the ball over to Idaho State. Big lead. Don't think the outcome's at all in danger, but you got to make sure you just keep playing short basketball. Don't develop any bad habits these final 7.5 minutes. Going to go into hostile territory Tuesday night and take on a Montana team who I think is at least a little bit, if not quite a bit better than this Idaho State team of what we've seen so far in the early portion of the season. Jordan all the way to the hoop to lay it up and in on a little stop and go move. She now has 8. And the Bengals, after giving up the first 4 points of the quarter to Washington State, have scored 6 in a row, their longest run so far here the afternoon. Pass inside to Bella, tries to muscle one up, can't, gets it while on her back, tries to then feed it back outside and cannot. Idaho State takes it away. They will feed it up court now to Diaz. Diaz down towards the baseline, working against Eckhoff. Ball taken away from her by Bella Muricatete on the steal. Charlize Ledger-Walker feeds it ahead to Eckhoff. Into the corner, Ella Villa for 3, got it! Ella Villa with another 3. She now has a total of 12 on the afternoon, and it's 59-37. So the Cougar lead juts back out to 22. Meanwhile, on the other end, Jordan from about 15 off the mark, and the rebound comes down to Eckhoff. Washington State back the other way. Charlize Ledger-Walker with the dribble. Gonna take it in towards the hoop, rotates it over to her right hand and puts it up and in. So now not only matched Joni Gray, but moves past her with that basket and is now officially into 6th all-time on the scoring list. Meanwhile, the Cougars get the steal. Bella gonna go coast to coast. She'll scoop it up and in. 16 on the afternoon for Ella Villa. And with that, the Cougars have built their lead out to 63-37. Now with it, out high on the left is the Bengals, and Hallie Wright gives it now, and into the paint will go Diaz. Spins, puts one up, that one won't go. Rebound loose, comes down to Idaho State, and going up with it will be, this time, Hallie Wright, and a foul called on Jenna Villa. So Villa has 4. I had originally given one of her fouls earlier to Colville, so I would have had her with 3 and Colville with 3, but that's not what either the official book or the stats have, so it's 3 apiece for those two. Meanwhile, Hallie Wright misses her first free throw and gets ready for her second. 5:23 left to play here, fourth quarter. Second free throw up and good from Hallie Wright, so she's got 4. Again, Cougars are up by 10 at halftime, 19 they're up by 10 at the end of 1, 19 at halftime, and now lead by 25, 63-38. Cougars on top. Eckhoff has it left wing, gives it to Charlize Ledger-Walker, gets the pass out to Jenna Villa, who puts up the 3. It's high off the rim, no good. Rebound coming down now to Idaho State. They've got it in front court now, 63-38, Washington State. Midway portion of the fourth quarter as Jordan drives in. Shot will go home for Tasia Jordan, who becomes the first Bengal to double digits. She now has 10. A couple of other Idaho State players on the doorstep with 9 apiece. Jenna Villa gives to Eckhoff. Out top to Charlize Ledger-Walker at the 3-point line. Over to Ella Villa. Ella goes inside, but that pass is going to be thrown away, and it's a ball out of bounds to Idaho State. So the Cougars were doing a better job in this game of taking care of the basketball, with their turnover number up to 13 now with 4:20 to play. And as we said, just want to try and stay sharp here in the final few minutes of this one. Out to the top to Coleman. And in the far corner to Diaz. She's got it. 3-point line, left wing. 9 left to shoot. Screen comes in. She's got it at the free throw line. Gets a cutting Spink, who puts one up in traffic from 12, won't go. B down with the rebound, and the outlet pass to Charlize Ledger-Walker. She skips her way into front court, weaves between defenders, and gets fouled, and will head to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul called on Cam Coleman. Charlize now, when you look at her numbers, and we told you she's now into the top 6 all-time in scoring, her name's going to be littered in the record book as far as just about all the top 10 lists, and that does include free throws. She's already in the top 10 in free throws made, as she gets to the line quite often. That free throw's up and good. She is second all-time as we sit in free throw percentage. It's just 2 out of 4 today, but had those clutch free throws at the end of the game against Gonzaga and was perfect at the line. And hasn't really gotten going. Had a really good second half in overtime against Gonzaga and finished with 26. Has 6 so far today. Meanwhile, Spink from 16 off the mark, no good. Rebound down to Charlize with 3:40 left to play in the quarter. She'll bring it across the timeline. Has it at the left wing. Screen coming from B. Skips a pass outside. Gardner now has it. Back out to Charlize with 16 left to play. Now gives to B. Now Charlize Ledger-Walker tries to kick it out to Eckhoff for 3. That's off the iron, no good. Spink chases down the rebound, and we'll start it up court for the Bengals. 3:12 left to play in the fourth. Gets it down low, shot put up. That one wildly off by the attempt from Carlson, and the rebound to Washington State. 3 minutes and counting now left to Beasley as Gardner's got it at the left wing, three-point line extended. Villa fires up the 3 that's off the iron, no good, and the rebound this time down to Idaho State's Maria Diaz. 64-40, Washington State on top. Again, 3 games this week for Washington State, so maybe starting to see a little tired legs from the Cougars with their 3rd game since Monday. Again, played Monday night, Thursday night, and now this afternoon. That shot put up, not sure if B got a piece or not. Loose ball ends up coming down to Idaho State as Villa had a member of the Bengal hit her up around the nose. Nemo Spink with the ball, puts it up, and that'll be good for Casey Spink, who's got a half a dozen points. 64-42, Washington State up here with 2 and change left to play in regulation and in their ball game. It'll be Charlize Ledger-Walker to Beyonce B. Back to Charlize, 3 ball on the way, off the iron, no good. B trying to haul in the rebound and can't quite do it. It's out of bounds to Idaho State. Well, again, we've seen some good things out of Washington State. Again, it's sometimes hard when you have the big lead to stay invested throughout, as their lead's been at 20 or greater here really for the last 20 minutes of game action. And it's just hard to stay engaged for that long, especially again when it's your 3rd game of the week. But there have been a few things that they're going to want to clean up before we head to Missoula Tuesday night. Little bump out high, foul call on Ella Villa, that'll be her 3rd. Next one would put Idaho State over the limit, or is that 5? That, I guess, is the 5th foul on Washington State. And so that means free throws for Idaho State, and free throws coming the way of Sophia Covello. So that being the 5th foul of the quarter means to the bonus goes Idaho State with 1:48 remaining. Covello's first trip to the line and takes her first free throw. It's also her first point for the freshman out of Roseville, California. Now her 2nd free throw due. And that one is up and good as well, so she's got a couple. Lead at 20, 64-44 with 1:45 left to play. Colville comes near side to Gardner. Gardner gets the screen. Now Gardner will penetrate in. Kick out to Ella Villa, who puts up the 3. That one's off the mark, no good. Colville the rebound. Won't go. Jenna Villa, a good rebound and inside, but that one won't go in traffic either. So some good work inside and everything but the finish for a couple of post players, but Idaho State down with the rebound. 1:15 left to play here. Shot put up, that one's good. That'll be a 3. And a 3 from the Idaho State Bengals will bring them to within 17 now. It's 64-47. Pass comes near side to Ella Villa. Starts to make her way into the lane. Puts up the shot, falling away off the back of the rim, no good. Allie Wright had that last 3, so she's up to 7 points, and we're inside the final minute. Bengals have actually outscored the Cougars 30-26 here in the second half, and the ball ends up out of bounds. So again, you look at it, and up 17, it's all right, but being outscored by 4 here in the second half against Idaho State, not the way that the Cougars quite wanted to put this thing to bed, but they will look to go to 3-0 on the season. Gardner hands off to Ella Villa, has the top of the key. Now up top to Gardner. Genevieve has it left wing, tries to feed it inside. That ball knocked away and taken away by the Bengals, and they'll bring it back across the timeline. They will have it out high on the left, gives it to the free throw line, tried to bounce it inside, but catching the lower leg of a Cougar will give it to Idaho State to inbound on the baseline with 16.1 seconds remaining. Post-game show will be heading your way next. We'll visit with Cougar head coach Cammie Etheridge. Meanwhile, Laura Bello puts up the shot, won't go. Colville comes down with the rebound. We'll have, is it a jump ball or is it a foul? We'll call it a jump ball, possession error to Washington State. So all they need to do now is clear the timeline with 12.1 seconds remaining, and then this one will be over. Not 100% sure why, but a couple of late substitutions for Idaho State will come in for the final 12 seconds. Players that have already been in the game, so it's not to get them in the scorebook. Ball comes across. The Cougars will walk it off, and they're going to complete a perfect 3-0 homestand to start the season. A double-digit win over Cal Poly. That thanks to a good second half. An overtime thriller over Gonzaga. And now a strong opening half from Washington State. And that gave them plenty of margin in this one. And they end up rolling to a 64-47 victory. So with that, Washington State, again, they wrap up a perfect homestand to start 23-24. They're 3-0. Meanwhile, Idaho State, they drop to 1-1.